Hello Virgo, Elsie here to do your reading for the week ahead, my friends. Happy Sunday to you. It is Sunday as I'm dropping these cards here. Virgo, thank you so much for all the ways that you love on this channel. I appreciate you, and Happy New Year to you, my friends. How's the New Year starting out for you, Virgo? Tell me in the comments. I would love to hear. Tell me what is coming up for you or how it's been going for the last 7 days, the first week of 2024. All right, let's find out what's coming up in the week ahead here. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. If you are cross-watching a Virgo, thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate you. Tell me about Virgo, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Let's hit it with some oracles, and then we'll follow up with some tarot and find out what's coming out here for Virgo. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We have a voyage of fulfillment and abundance. And just saying, Virgo. I'm just saying. All right. So the voyage, right? It could be a voyage overseas for some of you. You could be traveling, right? We do have the voyage here. And for some of you, you could be traveling overseas this year at some point. Possibly for some of you in the week ahead. I want to say that the voyage, whatever you're on, maybe it's a life voyage, maybe you're actually taking a trip, whatever voyage that you are going to be on this year, I feel is going to be one of fulfillment. And I feel like you're kind of going at this year, Virgo, with no bullshit. I feel like you're taking your fulfillment, you're going on this voyage, and I feel like this voyage is probably a one of emotions, because we do have the whale carrying the baby over water here. So it feels like it is an emotional voyage for some of you, but we do have it being quite a fulfilling, quite a bunch of fulfillment here. We do have a full moon. It looks like a full moon in the back, and the full moon, the next full moon we have, I think, is on the 25th of January. And so possibly something could be fulfilled by around the end of the month here. Something that is very nourishing, something that has been growing for a while, something that had to reach the peak of ripeness here is going to turn into something that's quite abundant. Bottom of the deck, we have relaxation, flexibility, and wisdom. Okay, there is wisdom in both of those things. Being flexible is a part of life. And relaxation, I feel like the flexibility and relaxation, I think is specifically directed at you, Virgo, because I feel like it's time for you to stop servicing and taking care of everyone around you. That's what you usually do, right? That's your thing. That's your shtick, right? You're very caring and loving and always want to have everything in place for everyone around you, wanting to anticipate their needs. I think you need to have some flexibility in that. There is a wisdom in the relaxation. It's time to take time for you, time to rest. This person is laying in a hammock reading a book. Maybe that's not your thing, but maybe it's time for you to just spend some time on your back in the grass looking up at the stars, or whatever it is. It's time for you to take some time out for relaxation. So a time when you're not thinking about work, thinking about helping other people in your family or your friends or your relationship. It's time for flexibility to become part of your wisdom here. I feel like with the wisdom here, it's like the fish don't need to be taught how to swim, you know? And I feel like it's natural wisdom that you're coming upon. And it does start with being flexible. And I don't mean being flexible with others. I mean being flexible with you. So this energy here is about what is coming up after the week ahead. So we'll take a look a little bit more at that, but let's get some tarot here to find out what's going on. Let's talk about you, Virgo. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Thank you for clicking here. If you're interested in a private read, please look below this video. You will find a link that says more. If you click there, you will find the link you need to get yourself over to Wizio, where my readings begin at $40. So we do have a voyage here. What kind of voyage is it going to be for Virgo? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Look, I could just drop the deck and be done. It's like a fulfilling, abundant type of energy that's coming here. Tell me more about Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about the voyage. We've got, it's a voyage of healing. I love it. Virgo, look. It's a voyage of healing here. It's a voyage of no longer feeling in lack, no longer feeling disappointed or heartbroken. It is definitely about feelings, about emotion, about rising above the bullshit. That's what I see that as, rising above the water, right? Rising above the bullshit here. It feels like you are in a healing phase here. Tell me what is going to be in the fulfillment energy, please. Tell me about fulfillment for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Fulfillment of love, possibly. Emotions. Learning how to control the self, learning how to control your emotions. It's a growth here. I feel like what, and I want to say whatever you went through, I'm sorry, but it tells me here that you were disappointed or heartbroken with whatever went on in the past, which is yesterday or before that. Maybe it was last year. But I feel like whatever this was here, the voyage through this, I want to say mindfuck. that's what this feels like, because this person is holding their head. So it feels like whatever's in the mind is breaking the heart, and it was something terrible. It's like something that drew blood. I want to say, not literally, of course, but something that really hurt you. So the fulfillment part of it is, I believe that whatever went on here in the week ahead, you've realized that you've learned something from that you're never going to let that stuff happen again. And it brings you to a place of being the King of Cups. Now, I know you're an earth sign, but you could have water in the chart. You don't even have to, because the king is a person. It can be a person in your reading, but it can also be an energy. And the energy of the King of Cups is someone who is very psychic, very kind and loving, and sort of gushy, mushy, beautiful under the surface, but it comes to you as very stoic. So I feel like the fulfillment for you is that you've learned how to be the King of Cups. You've learned that you don't have to show everything on the surface, that not everyone has earned seeing everything on the surface. And so I feel that whatever this terrible situation was, that it grew you into the King of Cups here. You've learned the lesson of the King of Cups, right? Tell me about the abundance, please. The abundance is, you realize you're in control. You're in control of the abundance. Whatever you want, that's where you're going. And it's you floating the ship. You're the captain of the ship here. The Magician is knowing your worth. And this here, I really feel like, it feels like there's been a lesson learned here, and that you've realized that you are the King of Cups. You can have anything that you want. You can, whatever you are dreaming about, that is the thing that's the most abundant for you. Think about the best scenario. I feel like you can bring that into being, because whatever you want wants you, my friend. You're the one who has all the aces in hand. You know your worth, and it's time for you to carry on. We've got, the bottom of the deck has the King of Wands. We've got the World card. We've got the Ace of Wands. All right. We've got the Nine of Cups. We've got the Knight of Cups. And we have the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. We'll talk about that in a minute. Bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Swords. So I feel like you are, from the past, coming out of a place where you had been really hurt. Somebody hurt you really bad. But something happened to you that was terrible. And I'm sorry that you had to go through it. And it feels like it was a lesson, my friend. You were supposed to learn something from it, and you came out with an A++ here. You've learned everything with flying colors, I want to say. That whale is flying over the water, by the way. So let's take a look at the Three of Swords in the reverse and the voyage. What did you have to go through to get here? What's going on with this? Tell me about, it feels like in the week ahead that you're kind of reminiscing about this, or thinking, like looking back there and thinking, where were you at, in the second week of January in 2023? It feels like you've been through a voyage since then, and you are healing from whatever went on back there. We have the Two of Swords, but I think you held on to it for a while. Now, it could have been a conversation that went sideways that wasn't good. With the Three of Swords here and the Two of Swords, it feels like you either were on a path where you were blindfolded. It feels like you couldn't see the situation for what it really was. Maybe you stuck around too long. But it feels like the Two of Swords tells me that you were stuck in your head, or stuck in this energy for a while of the the energy of the Three of Swords. I feel like you were stuck there in heartbreak for a while until you decided to pull away emotionally. We're talking about water, right? With the Voyage, we're talking about the Eight of Cups. So I feel like you were stuck for a while in this energy of the Three of Swords until you flipped it upside down and thought, you know what, it's time to heal this. I got to take off the blindfold. I can't be stuck here forever. So I feel like you begin this voyage, or yeah, it feels like you begin this voyage by just emotionally disconnecting from whatever it was that was in your head that really broke your heart. It might have been something someone said to you. There's the transformation. So you've decided you're not going to let anybody take advantage of you in terms of your emotions anymore, because you are a person who can get taken advantage of, because you're someone that is, I know that you're very careful, okay? I know that you're very careful, and sometimes it takes a little while for you to come to the surface, kind of like the King of Cups, but I feel like the transformation here is that you now have decided that you're going to pull the emotion out of it. I'm going to decide that I'm going to look at things a little more logically. I'm going to take off the blindfold and move forward that way. Otherwise, you are going to get stuck in the swords. You're going to get stuck in your head, and that's a hard place to be. So we do have the death of something, and the death of something is the Eight of Cups. You're not settling for anything anymore. You're not going to settle for the way people have treated you in the past. It's a voyage of self. It's a voyage of love of self. And because you've decided to love the self, I feel like you come here with this King of Cups energy here. We do have, good. We have the tens showing up. We have the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords. I love it. And we have the Chariot. Look, you are done with the endings. I feel like things are coming full circle, or things are coming to the ends of it is what I want to say. I want to say that this back here was probably a long-term relationship that hurt you really, really badly. I think that you wanted it to work out, but you realized there's a realization that it wasn't working out. And I feel like you stuck around too long, because that is the plight of the earth sign. We're very loyal, and so are you. And I feel like you stuck it out. You stuck it out for a very long time, but I feel like you realized that you had to end it. You had to cut the emotions, and you had to go. We've got the Ten of Pentacles with the King of Cups. Now, being emotionally intelligent is learning when to let it go, is learning when to not give all of your cards on the surface, pun intended, not letting everybody see your cards. The Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords tells me that there is a very painful ending to some sort of a long-term relationship, or a business deal, or a business that went bad. Take it as it resonates, but I think you're out of there. And that's what the fulfillment is. The fulfillment is you came through this, you grew up, you became the King of Cups, you became emotionally intelligent, emotionally wise, you became emotionally available again after this healing period here. The Chariot is here. It is Cancer energy. And although we're moving really quickly toward the fulfillment, I feel like you're now keeping your feelings under the surface, which is what Cancer would do, right? So it feels like there is an ending to a long-term relationship. And although I think that the relationship has already ended, for some of you, it might be in the week ahead. I'm just saying, and I don't want to predict that, but for some of you, you're giving too much with the King of Cups here. You're over-giving here. So I really do feel like, for the most part, for most of you, I feel like I'm already reading an energy that's already happened. Like there's an ending that has taken place in the past, and now you're moving on from it. I feel like you're repairing the self, and it's time to move on to bigger, better things here. Tell me about the Abundance and the Magician, please, for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about, oh, that one just flipped right out, didn't it? So we have the Nine of Swords in the reverse. You are no longer worried about the things that are going to happen in the future. The Nine of Swords is, I'm not worrying about the future. I'm no longer paying attention to the past. I am now in this present moment. So it's like taking all of the weight off of your shoulders, and you are the Magician. You can do whatever you want. Look, you have the Ace of Swords in your hand. You have the Ace of Cups, Pentacles, Wands, and Swords. And with the Magician, with the Ace of Swords and this Nine of Swords, you're bringing this Ten of Swords into reality, into the future. You're no longer going to be somebody who gets taken advantage of, because you're the Magician. You're in charge. You now know your worth here. We do have the Knight of Cups. And so it feels like you're going to go into the week ahead feeling like it would be nice to have some sort of an emotional energy. I really do feel that the Knight of Cups is telling me that you're feeling lighter. You're feeling a little bit more carefree than you were at the beginning of the year here. We do have the Knight of Swords. I feel like there's no more gameplay. Like I said at the beginning, you're done with the bullshit. There's no more gameplay here. You're not going to allow anyone to run game on you. And the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Swords together tell me that you're going to be honest and upfront with your feelings, and you expect someone else to do the same. And if they can't, then you're going to use whatever tool you need to get the heck out of Dodge. So I feel like the abundance is here. You are the magician. The abundance is you. You understand that you're the magician and that you are just going to be honest and blunt and tell people exactly how it is. Just let them know what's going on. In terms of your emotions here, because you're no longer ever going to get into a position where someone is going to hurt you. You're just going to be honest and upfront. Look, is this a long-term relationship? Are you looking for, hit it and quit it? Are you looking for somebody who you want to be a friend? Like, you're getting all of the information up front here. All right. It sounds a little badass. It sounds a little hardcore, but that's you. Yes, you're not going to allow anybody to push you around, I feel. It's time for you to make the decisions that are best for you. You're the magician, right? All right, so let's take a look at this here a little bit further. After the week ahead, we do have the King of Wands, we do have the World card, and we have the Eight of Wands. So I really do feel that you're no longer making impulsive decisions. You're no longer jumping into something blind just because you're attracted to that person or just because somebody told you that they worked at a place and the job was great. I don't think you're taking anybody's word for it, but I also feel like with the King of Wands, the King of Wands is kind of not the King of is not the Knight of Wands. They're in control of their passions. They kind of know what they want and not, moving toward things absolutely that are of the heart space that, make me feel excited. But the World card here, it's a new year. It's a new year, new you, I want to say. So we do have the World card here, which is closing the door and coming through the portal here, walking through from 2023 to 2024, far more grown up, far more in control of your passions, knowing what you want and going out to get it. You're the go-getter, right? But you're no longer going to allow people to sway your opinion. You are going to be focused on the things that you want, and you are moving ahead to be focused with the focus of deciding what you want to do here. So things are going to move really quick in terms of your abundance, right? Because we do have here wisdom. You now have wisdom from stuff that went on in the past here. And you know that in order to be able to move forward, you got to relax a little bit. You got to relax and you have to have flexibility, and then you can move forward here. But I do feel the World card showing up is really lovely. Look at that. The Nine of Cups is here. And the Knight of Cups. Again, we have the Knight of Cups here, right? So I feel like you're going to be ready this year to date again after this disaster, whatever it was back here. I feel like you're ready to reconnect to your emotions, reconnect to romance, I feel like this time you're looking for 10 cups. This time you're not going to jump in quickly and hope that it works. I feel like you're really going to feel somebody out. There's the Knight of Cups is carrying one, and we have the Nine of Cups. I feel like you're looking for ultimate happiness, right? You're going to reconnect to the happiness within. And I think it's within because we have this person with their hand over their heart. I feel like it's for me. Like you're saying to me, Elsie, it's for me. The love I have is self-love. And because of the learning of the self-love here, I feel like you're going to reconnect to your emotions. And that's why you're going to find the Nine of Cups. Let me just quickly clarify this wisdom here. What is it that you have learned, my friend? You've learned to not give away everything all at once. The Four of Pentacles is being kind of reserved, right? It's like a shut off, shut down, not being really vulnerable. And I don't think in a bad way, but I think you are going to hold on to the things that you need, but you're not going to be very forthright with your plans here. So we have the Eight of Pentacles. You've learned this because of self-mastery. You're not going to be ever stuck in this situation ever again. The wisdom that you've got here is to wait. Don't jump in, wait, right? Wait and work on the self first. Look at it from a distance. Keep yourself shut off, closed down until you understand what the situation is about. And then it's time to move forward in a slow way. The wisdom to me, by the way, is the Hermit, which is you. That is Virgo energy. There we go. You're going into the week ahead as the Magician. Wow, look at that. and the realization that you're in charge. You're in charge of life. You're in charge of all of it. You're in charge of the wands, the pentacles, the cups, and the swords, right? We know that because you are the magician. But it looks to me here like you're kind of all bossed up. There is a breakthrough here. And the breakthrough is, I know who I am. I'm the one that's in charge. I will step forward. I'm the conqueror. You're the one who is the conqueror. You're the one who is now the subject matter expert on the way things crash super freaking easy. And I feel like it's a breakthrough, like you see everything clearly from the top of this person standing on the sun, right? This person, this goat standing on the sun. We have Aries energy here. It's the ram, right? And the magician. I love it. It's great energy. Great energy going into the week ahead, my friend. Breakthroughs that you're in charge. I love it. Good reading. I love it. Okay, I'm going to go for now. Thank you so much, Virgo, for coming here and watching. I appreciate you, and I'll be back because I'm always back. Love you guys. Bye-bye.